conversation of drawing similarities to yesterday's position is a good place to start, because that's where my eye would gravitate. If it was already identified, for example, with these bishops sitting over here, nice and paired up together with long sight lines towards perhaps another unprotected A pawn, then an F4 push would feel like a rather natural opening.
Yeah, and just to go back to the start position, of course, here Nodirbek actually starting with knight out to b3. That was played on most of the boards, but just to talk about the start position itself. Yesterday, a knight did start in the corner, a rook also starting next to it, and the king, bishop as well starting on g1, so 4 pieces placed exactly as they were yesterday. That's one thing we've learned about freestyle chess. The closer the start number positions are, the kind of more similar, at least the left side of the board is. And here, interesting that they didn't start with f4. I would say very surprising, because that would be the most natural move, attacking a pawn.
Quite intriguing, but I do wonder, while 4 of the pieces remain on, similar starting squares to yesterday, how much can you really, read into the game playing out similarly as a result? It feels like even 4 of the other pieces remaining on opposite or different squares is enough of a change that it feels like everything's tossed back up in the air.
I think you can almost think about this as solving a Rubik's Cube. Like, I think the players are all obviously very smart, and engines are very smart, and there's clearly a reason why every single player went knight b3 on the first move. There's already some openings and some trends and some patterns. The fact that white's queen is in the center here as opposed to in the corner means that white is not going to move the g-pawn up. Yesterday, the goal was to get the queen into the center as fast as possible. Now to do that, you would probably have to move your center pawn 2 squares, which, if you actually look at the engine lines, is the best second move. It was either the best first or second move. So yeah, it's quite fascinating, and today we're going to get totally different flavors of games, and I don't know how many right side castles we're going to get, because they're going to have to get all of their pieces out for that to happen.
I'll also add, I think Nodirbek Abdusattorov, a very fast learner. Yesterday, he rushed through the opening moves, and on move 3 made a big mistake, after which there was no turning back. Magnus with a flawless finish in that one. And notice how today he really takes his time, right? He starts with knight b3, Magnus to play, and Nodirbek also completely focused trying to work out the differences. I will point out that undefended pawn, we had this attack on it across the boards yesterday, position 381. That's the move that was chosen. But today, it's the only move on all interesting, because in standard classical chess, you never get the opportunity to attack an opponent's pawn on the very first move. It just is not possible. It's so tempting when you've got that. So I'm trying to work out what's the difference. Why is it that the players today have decided to start with the knight and not the f-pawn moving forward?
Can we go to a 5-view? What if they're all waiting for another person to move? Can we see who's actually been...
and ourselves comfortably tucked away in our respective booths with wonderful playing conditions, wonderful casting conditions as well.
And just to show Tanya's point, I think this is actually going to unfold, so I wouldn't necessarily make the moves on the board, but we'll see from the world number one, the Black King step forward. That was the whole point behind forcing the enemy king back, its counterpart. And next move then will be another check to the White King, which will be pushed onto his back rank, and eventually the Black King will sneak his way in.
Well, as that idea, and if White was to take that pawn on, which is hanging right now, undefended, David, to your point, I don't think Magnus even takes a breather of capturing the G-pawn, and we might see this being played out. Is Magnus going to give a check right now, or first pick up that pawn, which he can, because look at how misplaced, and he does that, how misplaced Nodirbek's rook is, right? It can't really drive away Black's king. There are no checks to be given. So it gives Magnus just that one tempo to grab material and come back in with that check and enter with the king on the next move.
And while we stay here and continue to watch Magnus find his way to a victory, I do have another result that I can make the viewers aware of in our 9th place match. It's Levon Aronian who will come away with the 9th place victory overall, as it happened with a draw today. But coming in 1-0 advantaged, only needed that draw in order to wrap up 9th place, that extra circuit point. So congratulations to him on a solid finish in this elimination and 9th place match.
Yeah, spectacular game, that one. If it were one of the quarterfinal matches, I think we would have been focused all of our attention there. But yeah, congratulations to Levon, ending a tough few days on a high. And in the meantime, this is a check. The White King is going to be forced onto its back rank. There is a hit on Black's pawn, so Black will step that pawn forward. But essentially, it's just the differential in king activity plus the extra pawn. Those two factors combined mean that Magnus is going to win this game. It's always the end game.
It's the Magnus touch, right? That's also the decision that Gukesh took in his match against Magnus earlier on in the round robin, where he traded queens off. Oh wow, he does pick up that pawn, so he doesn't advance it, and now there's just one pawn remaining. And usually when the defender's king is in front of that pawn, it's holdable, but not in this case, and that's because of the piece activity. Magnus is threatening checks, and Nodirbek decides not to suffer anymore. Handshakes, Magnus with a 2-0 victory goes into the semis.
He understands Magnus in this position, has the ability to bring him to his knees, offers the resignation, and it will be Magnus Carlsen up 2-0, taking the best of two and securing his ticket into the semi-finals. Only 2 more games left to be decided for Nodirbek. He will drop down in the bracket and look to compete for a future placing.
And what a win that was with the black pieces. Once again, you know, Magnus just playing it out till the end. He always wants the maximum out of any game, regardless of the tournament situation, regardless of the match situation. We've seen him do this time and time again.